Welcome back, Castle here, and we're gonna dive right in today, and we're gonna get going on our kind of initial buildings with mine colonies, so that we can get that kind of going. Focus on that. We get our builder's hut set up as well as our tavern, and then depending on time, we'll take a look at a few other buildings that we're gonna get going now. Let me get in here. I've kind of cleared out stuff. I moved the town hall. We're going to place it back in here, but I wanted to do this kind of wide avenue road system that they've got as one of the decorations for kind of this wide central. Let me pull up my map. So this kind of wide central avenue here, and we'll have roads that kind of stem off from it and do separate things, and we'll kind of put the main buildings that everyone needs to access here. Like we'll put our town hall. Not everyone needs to access that, but I do. But the town hall, we'll put the tavern along here as well, restaurants, any of those kind of public buildings like a warehouse that can be centrally located, right? Easily get to anything. So we'll put all those along here, and then we'll have kind of sub divides that go off, say have a residential district over here, and put our miner and our forester over here with like our fishermen, maybe farming over here. I don't know. I haven't quite thought that through 100%, but this will be kind of our main artery through our colony, and then we'll have access to the castle over here, and we can kind of grow and expand from there. This might turn into maybe a secondary one later. I'm not sure, but for now this is it, and we'll grow from there. So it's almost night time. We'll go ahead and sleep, and then we'll kind of we'll place our town hall block back down where we're gonna put that a builder near it, and then we'll go from there. So I'll catch you here in the morning. All right, brand new day. So let's get our build tool out. Let's kind of look at this here. We got this kind of pit back here. I kind of moved everything over because I wanted to line up with this pit. I'm going to use this as kind of my main mine for just me. I'll set up a miner in a different location, but until I get him up and going, he's not one of the first ones I do personally. So this will be for me to get in. And so I wanted everything to kind of butt up against the back of this instead of covering it over, which is why I decided to move everything over. And I'm going to clear this a little hill out here. But I do kind of want to keep the warehouse, to be honest, to be the central thing. So I think I'm going to offset my town hall a little bit. Bring it over here. So let's, well, here's the other thing. I want to have everything kind of fit nicely, and so this is kind of the end of grid here. So I was thinking I'd put a builder's hut here that can kind of. I like to have several builder's hut, and I expend most of my early village or citizens, not villagers, into builders, just because I think it helps everything grow a little bit better. So let's take a look here. Let's place down where we're going to put a builder over here. So Caledonia, yep, that looks so good there. I think this actually needs to come up, yeah. So the edge of this road is actually the edge of my colony. That worked out perfectly. Now, do I want? I think I want him facing the front of it. It's over this way, right? So let's come in here. There's a layer here for some cobblestone or something like that to kind of do a gutter or sidewalk. I think one is fine. So it has a 2 gap because this the Caledonia gosh dang, my brain just had a brain fart. Style, sorry, jeez. I'll have this kind of ring of cobblestone that turns into stone bricks later, and it looks really nice. So we're gonna stick with this. This is what it'll look like at level 5. Nice little hut. It'll have this kind of garage thing going on back here. It's great. Put on the corner here, so again it can kind of service this end of the colony. Probably have one central and then one on the other end to start with. So let's go ahead and place this. Boom, that's awesome. And let's actually, tutorial, perfect. Since I changed the assign workers to manual, it allows me to choose who we're going to pick. So it looks like we're going to do Jane here. She's got the best adaptability. So the green is their main skill. You see it says it affects placement and braking speed. So placement speed is adaptability and braking speed is athletics. So first and second, right? Green and yellow. So we're going to do Jane as our builder. And the first thing she's going to do is actually build her hut here. So we'll have her work on. And we're going to need to run around and get her a lot of supplies. I'm not going to do that on camera just because it can be a little tedious. Gathering all the resources and whatnot. Eventually our colony will be kind of self-sufficient, right? We'll have miners and woodworkers and carpenters that are making the blocks that the other ones are mining, right? So it kind of can build itself, but it takes a while to get to that point. And anyway, enough about that, right? So that's where our first builder is going to be. And then the other thing is, like, I want these to kind of be spaced out. And the nice thing about this Caledonia one is that they all are there's kind of like three sizes. There's big, small, and then there's like small and long. It's the same length as the width, as the big ones, and then but on one end and the same depth as the small ones, right? So if we kind of follow this, leave a gap in between them, maybe that puts us to here. And let's go here-ish. And if they're not perfect, that's fine. And we're going to want to put roads in between these two, so that'll work out just fine. So say a house or something there, here. There, and then I think I want to do the tavern. The tavern here. Kind of have the pit behind the tavern. I kind of like the idea of that. Now all our villagers will probably, our citizens, excuse me, probably fall in behind there, but whatever. So that being said, maybe I want to lay this out a little better. Tavern doesn't have to be central. Yeah, it's fine if it's not. It's just, it'll be the house for our first few citizens, but we can assign them to closer houses later. So let's actually exit out of that. Let's see what our tavern looks like here. Let's change the tavern. I believe it's the middle size that I talked about. Oh no, it's just a small. So see, it's the same size as this one, which is really nice. Makes everything kind of fit nicely together. So let's bring it across the street. And then this is the gap. Do we want it here or one more over? I think we'll do one more over. Maybe have a street. Maybe we'll have a street that runs back here. So the street I'm doing is, the regular streets will be 5 wide. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So line it up over here. That should work beautifully. And if it doesn't line up perfectly, it's okay. That's why I gave that kind of gap in there, just in case I did this. So I'm going to place that there. And the tavern, now the tavern is an important one to do first. Again, it can house up to 4 citizens. It also allows for potential citizens to show up. They'll come sit in your tavern, and you can get ones with higher stats to start off with, and maybe, excuse me, they may be raising a child. I already have something there. Until you get a school, and you can do that, right? So we'll do that on there. First, she's going to need to build her hut. Then we'll have her start on this. And I'll do the town hall. Maybe I'll do the town hall here next to the builder, or across the street. I'll figure that out. Anyway, I'll let these get built, and we'll come back as soon as done. Might do a time lapse thing with CMD cam mod I have. We'll see. I'm not sure, but I'll get these going, and I'll catch you back here in a little bit. One thing I wanted to point out is it helps to come in here and look at these settings. I want to change use shears to off. You can leave it on. You can give them shears and they'll pick up all the grass and all that kind of stuff. I don't care for that. The other thing is you can change the fill block there, but that's another thing. And then sometimes if this isn't like cleared very well, it helps to like help the worker out. So come in here and clear some of this grass out, because sometimes it'll be pretty slow in clearing this grass out, right? So or digging or mining, especially early on. Once they get to a higher level, and they break blocks a lot better and whatnot. But I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna help her clear this out. Luckily, this is a really flat area, so I don't have to do anything. But I'll probably come and dig that trench for the cobblestone for her, and she can come in and place it in. But I just wanted to point that out and give that as a tip. So, another thing you're going to really want to make that's going to make this a lot better is a resource scroll. And that's just 2 leather, your build tool, and then sticks. Now, your build tool is not consumed. You can take this and you can actually bind it to a builder set, right? So now it's linked. So now if I right click with this, it'll tell me all the resources they need for their current build, which is super helpful as you're wandering around collecting stuff. That way you know you don't have to run back to the hut and say like, oh crap, what did she need? Yada yada yada, right? So super helpful. I'm gonna need this as I'm running around collecting stuff right now. See, she's digging a few things out that are inside the build that I wasn't quite aware of where they'd be at, so I'll let her do that. So when they get that little kind of icon above their head with the gear and the exclamation mark, it means they need something. Oh, so she needs cobblestone, right, to start building her stuff. Had some, probably not everything. Might have been everything she needed. So she'll start placing blocks down, and I'll go around. I've got the scroll. I see I need 1 birch there, 3 cobblestone there, right? So I'll start collecting all these items. As soon as they're in my inventory, it'll check them off, and I can go back to where I've got all my stuff stored here in this castle, and I can filter through and find what I need. And if I don't have it, I can go find it. Anyway, just wanted to point that out as well. Alright, well, our builder's hut got done. I was going to try and capture a little bit of that or catch the end of it when it was done, but I was off doing something else, so I missed it as well. But we've got Jane here. I set her to do the tavern, which we placed right here. So once I get her to the resources for that, she'll start building. The other thing I did is I relocated our town hall over here, kind of at the end of the street, kind of a public relations to our mini villager kingdom over here. Anyway, so here's our town hall block. This will be kind of where we set that up. And the other thing I placed down is I placed down a courier's hut over here. Mostly I'm trying to kind of outline things. So I'll probably end up coming in through here and laying out where I want the huts, just to kind of get a feel for where things are. Because I can lay them down and they can sit here unbuilt for however long they need to. And then the other thing I did is I set up, of course it's raining, so no one's going to work in the rain, which is lovely. I set up another builder's hut here on the end. So if we look at our map here, right, builder's hut here, builder's hut here. The middle stuff they'll kind of share, but that'll allow them to kind of expand outwards, as well as, I kind of want to keep things a little bit segregated. Kind of the middle is, again, those things that are going to be shared. We're going to have a restaurant. We're going to have the warehouse here, so they can easily get to whoever needs to go wherever. So that's what I placed here in this spot is the warehouse. and we're gonna get that going after the tavern, I think, because one of my problems, I always have a problem with storage, and I end up creating my own storage area, and I have to run back and forth between that and the mine collies one. So if I just create the warehouse and I store all my items in there, I think it's gonna work out better for us. The warehouse has a sorting feature once you get to level 3, as well as it has a search feature. So if I just got stuff all over in there for now, I can search where it's at, right? And if that's not enough storage, we might create a separate storage thing. So I'm going to get this tavern up and going, and then that'll probably be where we end it. And then I think next time we're actually going to kind of deviate a little bit, at least for the first part. We're going to get into some Tinker's Construct, because I love Tinker's Construct. I'm so happy that it's been updated to 1.18.2, and go from there. Let's see if I can stick this on. I don't know if this is a thunderstorm. Just a regular rainstorm. Anyway, get the tavern up and going, so our villagers, our citizens have somewhere to rest, which I think is important, and they'll stop complaining, which is also important. So I keep hearing them complain about it, right? Anyway, we'll get that going. That's where we'll end it here. So I'll catch you back when it's done. Hopefully, I'm able to catch a little bit more of that. Do a little time lapse type thing. I really miss the replay mod. I used that in my old 1.12 series, but replay mod is for Fabric, unfortunately, and I play Forge. So anyway, we will catch you here in a little bit. One more thing I wanted to point out, actually, is if you look here, myself a backpack. Super important. We're going to want to upgrade it. I've got it keyed to hit B, which allows me to place things here, so I can say I don't need all these seeds. And we're saplings for right now. Not building this hut quite yet. Right, arrows. I can store them in here and later pull them out. And you can add upgrades to them. We'll probably upgrade this to at least an iron level 1, just so we can have more storage. But I just wanted to point that out. The recipe for that is here. Again, it's 4 leather, 4 string, and the chest. Right. And then so once we're ready to upgrade that, go to iron, which is just 8 iron surrounding the backpack. Gold. We actually probably can go all the way to the gold tier, just because there's some gold in our little hut over here. So I'll probably upgrade those, but super useful. Get out of this rainstorm and get that completed, and we'll go from there. which you can only go to level 3. There's a bug, I think the latest version fixes that. Sorry, you can only go to level 3, not level 5 like most buildings, but the higher the level, the nicer the stats are of the citizens that are recruited. But the other thing that was completed is that my other builder set over here, Guadalupe, finished hers here, so that's perfect. So I'm going to have one of them work on the warehouse and the other the courier hut, and I'll do that off camera. We'll get some stuff ready. I think next time, next episode, I'll get some stuff ready and we'll start looking at kind of the Tinker's construct. It's changed a lot since the 1.12 version, so there's a lot of new things to explore, so I'm pretty excited for that. So get some better gear and stuff, which will help us make our colony grow a little bit. So like I said, I'll do those 2 buildings off camera. We'll check them out next episode when they're complete. Maybe talk about them a little bit before we get into the Tinker's construct stuff. But so you'll get this from time to time where your citizens get sick and they'll actually spread it to each other. Except for he's not sick, he's just hungry. Sorry, Harlan. It's one of the reasons we need to get a restaurant up and going, and some way to collect food. So a farmer or a fisherman. So maybe that's what we'll cover in the next episode as well. We'll get I'll get the warehouse and the courier up and going off screen, get stuff collected for Tinkers, and we'll cover Tinkers and maybe some food production. So anyway, with that, we'll end here, and I appreciate you guys watching. Leave any comments or questions you have below, and I hope you're all as excited about this run through and the 1.18 and wonderful things that it has. I know 1.19 is already out, but I think it'll be a while before a good chunk of the mods switch over. So I think we'll have a good run here with 1.18 and see where we get from here. Alright, catch you guys next time.